We continue with the news. It was all tears and a sorrowful moment for many grade ones during their first day at school. Many couldn't contain themselves when they saw their parents leaving them at school. We have a report.
It brings joy to every parent and every elderly seeing children getting excited about school and having a vision for their education. The news crew talked to the first years of Mangwaneni Primary School on what they want to be upon completing school. Many said they wanted to be doctors, police officers, soldiers, while some said they opt to be a mother when they grow old.
Ubophala bentweni
labagangile kuba ngidokotela
yini lokho ufuna ukuba ngidokotela
kuze mina ngifuna sitabamba nabayine ukuba isoja
nawe ufuna ukuba lisoja
le aman nakuba ngimaki
ufuna ukuba ngimaki le.
It is now upon themselves to make their dreams come true, as government has played her role in ensuring that every child goes to school. I am Kian MCB for Swazi TV News, Babane.
Some primary schools have run out of spaces of admission, while some are few and limited. Some parents are still going up and down with no lack of admission places and schools. We have a report.
The opening of schools for the first term is usually a symbol that every pupil should be in class, but some parents are still looking for places of admission for their children in different schools. Head teachers and their deputies try to reason with parents that there is no more space. The biggest challenge remains the school furniture. The deputy head teacher of Mangwaneni Primary School, Barbara Mamba, says in her school there is few and limited spaces left in some grades.
We have only some vacuums or maybe spaces in grade 1. The only spaces we have for now is for grade 1. We have about 75 children and we're looking at admitting at least 50 at maximum per classroom. So those are the only spaces we have for now. Otherwise, the other classes from grade 2 to grade 7, already we are full. Though we have these parents waiting outside, we don't have spaces. They are here because they are desperate. The head teacher has addressed them, but some are still standing. So we are hoping eventually by the end of the week, the grounds will be cleared. Parents would have got the message that we don't have any spaces. Basically, the challenges that we're faced with is having very high numbers of children in our classrooms. So that brings a great challenge because we're not able to pass on the message clearly to the learners if the classes are overcrowded.
The head teacher of Qetusizi Primary School in Babane, Pindile Ndlangamandla, says there is no more space in her school as well.
As you see that the parents are still queuing, yet the classroom are just full to the capacity, especially our grade 6, 5, 3. Maybe there are some few spaces in grade 2. Our grade 1, we are left with less than 10 spaces. We are just full, that's what I can say.
What are some of the challenges the school faces at the moment?
Okay, we've got challenges of desk. Since I've told you that the parents, as they are still queuing outside, they want the spaces, yet the desk, there are no desks.
Learning necessities such as desks and chairs remain a challenge not for the two schools but most schools due to the demand by the increasing number of pupils in schools. KNMCB Swazi TV News, Babane.
The new ambassador of the European Union to the Kingdom of Swaziland, Esmeralda Hernandez Aragon, says it is important that she communicates with the media because they have information and are in touch with society. The ambassador was speaking during a meeting with the Editors Forum and the media last night. We have a report.
The local media held a meeting with the new EU ambassador to the Kingdom of Swaziland, who arrived in the country in mid-September. The meeting with the media was to familiarize herself with the Fourth Estate. The ambassador says it is important to communicate with the media because they are in touch with the society and they also have information.
And I know also I am conscious of the obstacles that you encounter every day in your daily work in the country. But for me, it's very important to have you also and communicate with you, because you are the ones that are with the information. It's not me in the office. So you are the people that are really in contact with the reality and with the things that you can write or you cannot write, but you can tell me.
The chairman of the Editors Forum, Mbongeni Mbingo, says the aim of the meeting was for the Editors Forum and the media to introduce themselves to the ambassador and that they get to know each other.
And then also try to find ways in which we can then introduce our aims and objectives as the forum and find the strategies where we can benefit from her being in the country. As you will know, the EU plays a significant role in the development and developmental programs of this, our beautiful land. So it is also important that the media gets involved in her office to look at things that we should be putting out to the public and to also to find ways in which we can develop ourselves as a local media. So this meeting today is basically to get to know each other and then to find further appointments to discuss issues that are pertinent to the media in Swaziland.
Reporting for Swazi TV News, I'm Sibusiso Ngubane with Ernest Mabaso, Mnyamatsini.
The Swaziland Tourism Authority has established a partnership with Niels Barker, an international tourism writer who writes for a magazine known as Eye for Africa, based in the Netherlands. This is one way in which the country will be marketed internationally as a tourist destination.
The Swaziland Tourism Authority continues to find ways through which they can market the country internationally as a tourist destination. One way in which they have done that is through a partnership with a tourism writer, Niels Barker, who writes for a travel magazine known as The Eye for Africa, based in Netherlands. According to Neil Barker, his specialty in writing focuses on Southern Africa. Barker says through his writing, tourists will know about the Kingdom of Swaziland.
I think Swaziland is a little bit, I call it sometimes, a best kept secret. People in our country don't know much about Swaziland. I know more about Swaziland because I traveled a lot of here, and I think it has a lot to offer. The nature is beautiful, and the variety of nature is very much. It has wildlife, it has safari parks, great lodges, friendly people. It's a safe country. That's what people from my country also think it's important. You must go safely traveling here. So it's a great country for a holiday or for a vacation or a first meet with Africa. Then Swaziland is a perfect country, I think.
The marketing manager of STA, Bongane Dlamini, says they decided that they need to think outside the box if they need to be effective in their source markets.
And Mr. Niels comes from the Netherlands. He has a background as a journalist. When he first came into this country, he fell in love with this country, and we then engaged, and he made a promise that he will do all he could that he markets this country in the Netherlands. So one of the things that he does, amongst many, is to write for the Eye for Africa magazine in the Netherlands, promoting this country. We are very enthused about his work there because we do know that in order for us to be effective in the Netherlands as a destination, we need to be in the eye of the people. We need to be top of mind of the people, and that's what Niels does for us.
Through partnerships such as these the STA has with Baka, the country will continue to attract tourists who make a contribution to the economy of the kingdom. Reporting for Swazi TV News, I'm Sibusiso Ngubane with Ernest Mabaso. Mlilwane.